Man, I had one of my sisters try to give me for some money for some food stamps, and when I say I was sideways, it got to me focused because I was like, you do know you should be at a different level right now in life.
Facts.
This ain't. Don't try to. You think, first of all, you and I know I don't ever need no money for food. I'm gonna always eat. But you trying to get me, you know what I'm saying, to buy something that you ain't paid for. I was
Not a
like,
dime.
yeah, not one dime.
Not a
Okay,
dime.
that was a
Part
gift.
is kept, Dice. You already paid for it. So,
Right,
for
I
those
already
who
paid.
really
Yeah, I already
understand
paid.
how it
Coming live on your radio.
What they want?
That real and raw.
How they get it?
DJ Focus.
What we doing?
Making music, reaching the corner. And it's all for the
And
kingdom.
we gon' make sure they know it.
Ooh, 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 ooh. We gon' take it there. I like red letters over trap beats to fix it in. Ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh.
Welcome back, DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. You tap back into the Fixx, your number one source of faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. And it's time to get into this convo, Dice. Real talk conversation today. This is going to be good.
We got it.
We were blessed to, have Doe on. Shouts out to our sis Doe last week. And, we had a great conversation with her. And we got a chance to break one of her records off of her latest project that's out right now. Shame on you if you have not heard it. Shame on you if you have not streamed that thing right now, because you are really missing out. It is a full, complete project. That is amazing. And I'm telling you, she got a couple of features on there that don't make no sense. And, of course, the one feature for the song that we, we're talking about and that we got a chance to break on the Heart of a Human project by Doe is a song called So What featuring Lecrae. And this was interesting because I was listening to Doe vent for a minute, Dice. I hadn't seen that part of Doe before. Like, Doe's always so happy and not really, looking to, not to say she was throwing shade at nobody, but just, just real happy. And, you wouldn't think that she, had a little drama in her life, Dice. It just seemed like everything always goes well for her, but she was very upset. And she said this song was kind of like built out of a little frustration. And this was her way of kind of just talking back to, sometimes some of our people in our community, or maybe some people who are haters, and just saying, you know what?
Yeah.
You can have your opinion on me, all you want. So what? You think I'm this way, but I'm not. You don't really know me. You're not really in my life. And then I love the fact she say the audacity of these people to make comments up under her post, but then when she go back and try to make some comments,
there you go.
They accounts is private, Dice. They private. Yeah, they private.
No, this is good. So for those of you who haven't heard the song So What by Lecrae and Doe, this is a contemporary Christian song, but it's talking about faith, resilience, and overcoming adversity, and typically adversity that comes from your own. So there's a powerful message in here of, look, I got to trust in God, and I don't owe you nothing. So the song is full of energy. There's a lot of energy in this song, but it's very clear. The overall tone is like, okay, I hear you, but my hope is in the Lord, not you. And you can feel how you want to feel. So I think this is a big part of where the enemy eats new believers' lunch, because you still have a lot of people who have that people-pleasing spirit in them from the world, where I got to please people. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure people are okay with what I'm doing, and the path God's put me on. You got to make sure nobody's okay with nothing, and you don't owe anybody nothing. The Bible's very clear about what you owe people, and you owe people love. You don't owe people anything anymore, especially when you come into the body of Christ. Like, I don't care what I did to you, okay? God has forgiven me. I hope you forgive me, but if you don't, God has forgiven me, and I don't owe you nothing. It don't matter what I did to you. I'm new. I'm not that person no more. And a lot of people won't let you be free. Like they try not to let you be free, but this is where you got to put your foot down and say, I don't owe you nothing. And some of y'all got to do that to your friends and family. I'm talking about people y'all live with. I'm talking about kids, parents, maybe even the person you're married to. Like, I'm not who I was last month though. So I'm gonna need you to stop bringing that up. Because that's not who I am. Okay. And I'm definitely checking every time the enemy tries to make me think I'm who I used to be. I'm not. And you're going to have to grow as I'm growing. But here's the thing. If you don't, I don't owe you anything but love. And love is it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? So it could be happy and all that, and it could be like, okay, I'm not messing with you no more because I love you and I don't want you get your feelings hurt.
Well, good for you, because I
So
might hurt a couple feelings,
I
Dice.
know you hurt the feelings.
I've been trying not to hurt no feelings, but it's a two-way street.
I know.
We talk about love in the body all the time, and we struggle in this area at times, myself included. And I try to, I'm not perfect. I try to show everybody as much love as possible,
I
but
know you do.
sometimes,
it's hard, isn't it?
well, it's hard because sometimes we make it hard.
Yeah.
We sometimes as believers, we say things that are not respectful. We say things out of jealousy. We say things out of, being envious of somebody, and it comes out the wrong way because you said it the wrong way because your intentions was wrong. Instead of congratulating people, like, I know Doe's not perfect, but let's be very clear. Man, everything she has done for the gospel community, the music she has put out, has inspired millions of listeners. Has uplifted. She has taken care of her whole family. Remember, for those who really know Doe, she started off in a group band with her family, her siblings. But listen, she's went on and she still does music. I know her brother helps her produce and helps her write at times and does stuff, but she makes sure the whole family is taken care of. She makes sure everybody knows that, her foundation, everything she started with in music came from her in that group with her siblings and what that looks like.
So she don't owe nobody nothing. And that's my thing is like, I don't owe you nothing. Like, I'm for real. I mean, this is a hard thing, I think, for the church to eat. It's like, I don't owe you nothing. Like, because here's the thing. If God is not telling me to keep on providing a way for you, like, you're not my direct family member. Like, you ain't my child. You're not my wife or my husband. Ain't no way you think you just gonna keep on eating off of me. Like, what is that? And so that's why I'm like, no, I don't owe you nothing. I don't. I'll give you the knowledge that God has given me, which is I continue to trust Him and lean not to my own understanding. And all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He'll direct my path. I owe you that. I owe you to give you the word that is continuing to sustain me and get me where I'm going. But if you don't choose to follow in that path and you think I'm going to keep sending you $10,000 a month, that ain't it.
Oh, wow.
No. We're not doing that.
You're supposed to send that. Come on now. God will want you to send that 10 stacks.
No, you don't. God will be like, you heard the parable of the talent and how ignorant people was in that story? God, he was mad. He was like, what? So what did you do with what I gave you? Because I didn't ask you to go give it to people. I asked you to do something with the money I gave you now, the talent that I gave you. You should have flipped that. You should have flipped it, but you over here letting other people just eat it and consume it, So, it's on you if God blesses you and you ain't got nothing to show for it. And I tell people that all the time, like, and this is coming from somebody who has 4 children. So you're not just hearing from a regular individual. You're hearing from people who have, like, I have grown adult children who, if I allow them to, they would eat up $2,000 a month for me and not think twice about it. But the fact I'm like, I hope you got a job. Call me if you're starving. But other than that, don't call me. Don't call me. Don't play. Don't play them games. I'm just being, extra with that. But I'm just saying, like, you have to teach people how to treat you. But that's on you. How you got to teach people how to treat you. So we gotta be better with the thing God gives us. We gotta care for it better. We gotta be better stewards. We should not just allow the gifts God has given us, or the talent, or the smarts, or the skill set, or the wife or the husband to be abused because we won't say nothing. We won't speak up. No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing that.
Oh, you're not owing nobody nothing, and we need to, just dive a little bit more into this. If you haven't heard Doe's project. Again, The Heart of a Human is out right now. She has a song on it, which this Real Talk Conversation was brought up from. She, talking about So What featuring Lecrae. And it just talks about not having to, worry about people's opinion and letting people's opinion affect you to that level. Because if you do, Dice, let's be very clear. Some people let this stuff get fester and fester. And then it started messing with my mental health. I don't want to So the way my therapist works, shouts out to my
How your
therapist.
therapist work? Go
She's
ahead.
beautiful. Every Tuesday, and that's the day I will be talking to her. I talk to her
Go
every
ahead.
Tuesday. I have to talk to her every Tuesday. It's something about Tuesday that makes it just feel good in my spirit. So
Tuesday. Go
yeah,
ahead.
Tiptoe Tuesday. I checks in, but something she always reminds me of. She always reminds me of, because I do when I go talk to her. I said to my wife, absolutely. I talk with my wife too as well, but I definitely I lay it all on the line with the therapist because I'm paying her, so I want to make
That's
sure
right.
I give her everything to make sure I ain't
work.
tripping.
She need to work.
Yeah, she need to work, because I want to make sure even when I'm, having, heated conversations even with my wife, I want to make sure I'm still in order too as well, even in those conversations. So I give her it all. But one thing she always tells me, she say, listen, you have to show emotional intelligence in any conversation you in. And that's something that I'm back and forth on it, because somebody say the wrong thing to me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna show my feelings in more ways than one. Shouts out to everybody to know, just leave me alone now. I ain't trying to, go down that road. I tell people all the time, the hawk will come out now. You keep pushing me. You keep pushing me. And all of a sudden, you gonna be like, why Focus tripping? No, Focus ain't tripping.
That's funny.
I got months of you bothering me before I finally said, you know what, I ain't taking this. But she's helping me. I say that all to say that she's helping me to understand that sometimes we allow for these things to trigger our emotions, and then that's why we get the response back, or we react back to it in ways we shouldn't react to it. We shouldn't even give it the power that we're giving it. She tell me all the time, she say, people and things are powerless. It's your reactions that give them the power. And I was like, oh, that really sat with me for a while. I'm like, wow.
Because they don't control you. But if you give them what they was looking for the whole time, like they know they're going to come in that room, they're going to push one of your buttons, and they're going to get a reaction out of you. And then they're going to try to validate their reason for why you are the way you are and what they want. And so it's like, that's why it's important for you. I just posted that the other day. You shouldn't have no buttons for people to push. Like, I'm not about to give you no button to push, because guess what? I don't owe you nothing.
Ooh.
I don't owe you anything. So once, like I said, once God delivers a person, changes a person comes into the fold. And I mean that, like, because some people are like, well, I know I gave my life to Christ today, but I don't feel like everything's changed. Well, you're not going to feel like everything's changed at once, because some things are going to take you to help undo it. You know, how you got yourself in that situation. But one thing you can say is, once I understand that the blood has covered me and I've been redeemed and set free and I've been forgiven of my sins, I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't care what I did to you. I had people tell, the only reason why I'm still out here in this world doing a drug I do is because of you. I was like, the devil is a lie.
No, they didn't.
Oh, bro, they try to get me with that. And I was like, no, because I'm not there with you every day, putting a gun in your head, making you do something that maybe I did push on you. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I'm not there with you every day. So, but the enemy will try to make you think, well, you were the one that introduced them to that, so it is your fault. No, it ain't my fault. It's not my fault. Because I know a lot of people that they're not stuck on that no more. And so the fact that they're not stuck on it no more, I know God can deliver, including myself. So I know God can deliver you the same way that God has delivered everybody else. But the enemy will try to make you feel like you owe people something. It's like, all right, it was a bad business decision, and y'all went in business together and it didn't work out, and you owe them. No, I don't, because the same risk I took, I lost my money too. I lost my money. They lost their money. It's a business decision that we made, and there was risk involved. But the enemy will try to keep you on the hook, make you feel guilty, like, oh, you didn't ruin their life. No, I didn't ruin their life. I didn't tell them to go sell their house. I ain't tell them to sell their cars. I ain't tell them, like, for real. Like, I didn't tell them to do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. I was ready for my business choice, but because they made a bad business choice, you can't put that on me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to understand, as we're moving forward in life and going through this journey and trusting God and knowing we have made mistakes. We didn't make the best choices. You got to forgive yourself. Like, yes, God has forgiven us, but you got to let yourself off the hook and say, I didn't make the best choices. You know, I didn't know, one, because I was just ignorant. And so I got to forgive myself for not knowing how to make the right choice. And no, I don't owe them anything. Here's the thing. We could not pay for all the mistakes we've made.
Facts.
And I really want that to sit with somebody today. You will never make enough money in this life to pay for all the mistakes you've made and all the people you've hurt. You will never be able to do that. So that's why you got to know, like, that's why the Bible's very clear. You don't owe anybody anything but love. Like, I got to love you because God has called me and commanded me to love you. I ain't got to like you, but I got to love you, though. I ain't got to like you, but I got to love you like my brother and sister, but I don't owe you anything. I ain't got to pay your car note, your house note. I don't care.
Ooh,
I ain't got to do that.
Car notes? Oh,
I
Lord.
mean,
Ooh.
I'm not paying nothing. Not me.
Ooh,
No.
Listen, I'm about to say,
But you got people out here that got kids that feel like, oh, I didn't give you the best life, or I was a single parent, or your mama or your daddy divorced me, or I divorced your mom and your dad, and I just feel like I gotta pay for your college tuition, your cars, and your cell phone, and your house note because I ruined your life. No, you didn't ruin their life. They got the life that they got, and you don't get to pick your parents. And for those of you who get these parents who are less than perfect, and I think every parent is less than perfect, but you get these parents, there's no manual that comes with when you have kids. You don't know what to do with these kids. You trust God and you have the baby. That's it. But it's like you don't owe that baby anything. Now, what you're able to bless the child with, you can bless the child, but you don't owe that child a perfect life, because guess what? There is no perfect life. No. And so it's like, yeah, that's why I'm like, nah, I don't owe you nothing. Like, I'm here. If God blesses me and I can bless you, I'll bless you. But I don't owe you anything. And we got to get that in our heads as believers.
Yeah, please get it in your head. And shouts out to everybody who love the Bible. When you get a chance, read Matthew 5 and verse 37. It just talks about setting boundaries, Dice, because that's what something you said. Yeah, you got to set boundaries and limitations in how you love your loved ones, or how you address them when they, like you say, think that you owe them something, or think that you have to give them something. No, there need to be boundaries. There should be limitations.
I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead. Limitations, because for those of us who say you have siblings and you become the more successful sibling financially.
Ooh, talk about it, Dice.
Bro, I'm keeping it 1,000.
This sound personal.
It is. I don't owe you anything. What I owe you? We get the same 24 hours in a day to do the same thing. And I mean, going to get an education, going to work 2 jobs. No, I don't owe you anything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to help people out here that's stuck right now, that's spending their last dime on people who don't care about them. And I'm like, you don't owe them nothing. You need to go get your life together, live your life. There will be a time where you're going to have to get a little bit older. You may have to go into assisted living or not, and you need to have your life together. But you continuing to pay for people who won't go do the same work, or they don't hustle the way you hustle, or they won't sacrifice the way you sacrifice. They won't get their tithes and offerings the way you give it. You don't owe them nothing. You don't owe them nothing. But the minute you wake up from that, you be like, oh man, I just owe them love. Love is saying, hey, why don't you get up in the morning and do the same thing I do? Go to work and work 2 jobs. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the love you owe them. But you don't owe them. You don't have to pay their way so that they live cushy lives because you went and did the right thing and they refused to do the right thing. Nah, you don't owe them nothing. So
shouts out to all the ones who live in them cushy lives, milking other people and think it's cool, and you call yourself a believer.
They do it to the government too. I just want to put that too. You keep having babies living off the government, and you live in public housing. You got 5, 7, 8 kids, and you don't want to work no job, but taxpayers keep paying your money.
Why you do this?
It ain't right. We don't owe you nothing.
We're gonna have to have a date too now.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't owe you nothing, man. I don't owe you nothing, man. I had one of my sisters try to give me for some money for some food stamps, and when I say I was sideways, it got to me focused, because I was like, you do know you should be at a different level right now in life.
Facts.
Don't try to. You think, first of all, you and I know I don't ever need no money for food. I'm gonna always eat. But you trying to get me, you know what I'm saying, to buy something that you ain't paid for. I was like, yeah, not one dime. Okay, that was a gift.
Part is kept, Dice. You already paid for it. So
right,
I already paid. Really understand how it
goes. There we go.
Yeah. We pay into that system for the welfare system.
Come on, of other people
and food stamps.
Let's go.
The real working people that pay real taxes.
Come on now. So that's why I was like, y'all out here thinking you helping people. Oh, they're gonna give me $500 worth of stamps for $250. It ain't even their money
at all.
It's not even their money. So that's what I'm like.
And it was for the babies. Why you ain't supposed to be using it for the babies?
So,
Lord,
no. So, I just wanted to bring up, like, these are true issues that people deal with every day. I don't owe you anything. I don't. I really don't. Like, whatever God blesses me with is mine. And if there's some overflow there, my cup is overflowing, and I feel like I want to bless you, I can. But I
Facts.
don't owe you. I don't owe you anything. But there are a lot of people like, you owe me, mom and dad left the house to you. I should always be able to live there. No, not at all. That's why they left the house to me, because they knew I would make the right choice. You know what I'm saying? So, no, y'all got to shut some of this stuff down that the enemy is using to make you feel guilty. And I just wanted to make sure I said that today is like, God entrusts you, whoever's been given these gifts and blessings, God entrusts you to do the right thing, and not just to be giving your casting your pearls before swine. Let me put it like that. Like, you ain't just supposed to be out here, giving away great, good gifts to people who don't even care about you. So
that's good.
Mm.
Listen, we ain't gonna be able to finish this thing today. Tap in tomorrow. We're gonna have day
We'll do
2 of
part
this
two.
one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't owe you anything. Coming tomorrow, part 2 of it. We got to go pay some bills. We coming back with some closing thoughts. Keep it locked. You tune into the Fixx.
And the Fixx is in.